Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. My name is Mr. Maxwell, and welcome back to another chat about video games. We got some announcements.
Yeah, there's some news.
One announcement.
There's some
really.
news. There's some things that happened
Yeah.
that were told, that were things that were said.
Some games came out as well.
Information that was given.
Yes. Some information that people wanted to know.
Yes.
I know. Right.
Actual information that people actually wanted to know.
And some
about
games came
actual
out.
things that were actually coming.
Yes.
Shocking.
So, first thing that we're going to talk about is that announcement. Basically, PS4 games will be able to be played on the PlayStation 5.
They've literally released a list of games that will not be compatible on
it's
PS5.
99% of the games that are on PS4.
They released what I'm saying is they've released a list, and the list is like, 10 things?
Yeah, it's like one in every...
There's very few games.
Yeah.
None of the first party... basically, I had a look at the list and went...
All the first party games are compatible.
Compatible, which is great. Cyberpunk CD Projekt Red had already previously tweeted that both the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 versions of Cyberpunk would be PlayStation 5 compatible. These are all obviously physical discs versions.
Yes.
Obviously.
This isn't the digital. You'll be fine.
But like Ubisoft have been pretty decent with credit where credit's due, despite what the shit that Ubisoft are doing.
Professional.
Oh yeah, truly professional. But credit is credit due. They've been open and said, all our stuff's going to be upgradable for free to the next console. And from the sounds of it, all the hard discs. This is another reason why I put a hard copy above digital. Yeah. Like I can buy it. Like I've got a bunch of discs that I can still use once I go up to the PS5. I mean, from the sounds of it, you can just basically switch your PS4 off. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't think I'm going to do that with mine. I think what I'm going to do is just for the time being, because there's not.
I don't think I have enough space on the PS5.
Because there's not a lot of games coming out on the PS5 that I really would want to record. Yeah. So I think my PS4 is going to be recording for now. Yeah. Because Demon Souls, I'll probably do that with you.
Yeah, you're gonna wait for me to...
I'm gonna walk you through that game.
I did get quite far in Demon Souls. I didn't get to the end. I think I got like halfway when things started to really kick off. But yeah, that's probably one that you'd save for when I finally get my hands on a PlayStation 5.
No, that's fine. I mean, I've got it coming. It's coming with my PlayStation 5. I pre-ordered it with the PS5, so that's fine. But I can wait. I'm okay.
Besides, I'm starting to get VR games for my PlayStation 4. I just literally today had Star Wars Squadrons arrive.
Yay! Also, boo.
Boo EA. Boo EA. However... Boo Disney Star Wars. However, Wedge Antilles is in it. Fuck yes.
Okay. So, anyway, it's actually on the PlayStation blog. Yep. About the backwards compatibility. Yes. I think I've got the wrong one up.
There's a. I know for certain there's a list that they've given out of games that are not compatible.
Okay, so it's got a lot of questions now. So, what console generation games are supported with PS5 backwards compatibility? Future. We are focused on a huge catalogue of games on PlayStation 4, and we're pleased that more than 99% of PS4 games will be playable on PS5 on day one. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm probably going to get Devil May Cry Special Edition. Yeah. As well, just because I get to be Virgil.
Well, no, this is good. This is good.
This is good. This includes games that define the PS4 generation, from critically acclaimed PlayStation exclusives like The Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima to blockbusters hits from our third-party partners. So that's good. Yeah, that's good. Oh, I really want to see. I want to see Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh my! It may not graphically there may not be a graphical difference.
Yeah, but the loading of that game.
Oh, the loading on that game would be amazing.
What is the difference between the PS4 games on the PS5 Digital Edition console versus the PS5 console with the Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive? The gaming experience on both models will be the same. However, how you access the content to play will differ. That's pretty much a given.
Yeah.
Digital is digital. If you've got the hard disk, you need to use the hard disk to play the game. That's a given.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised that's a question.
I think it was because there's a lot of companies that are saying you can now digitally upgrade.
Yeah.
And we were saying, you know, we were thinking like that's most likely going to be those that buy the digital versions, and when they buy, you know, when they get the next console, they can upgrade to the digital version of that. Granted, for anyone who has a Call of Duty game, I hope to God you're already planning on buying your hard drive expansion pack. Because fucking hell, Activision, learn how to compress.
Oh God, Cold War. Oh no.
Just compress your there was no need for Call of Duty, right, to be over 190 gigabytes.
Yeah.
Hard copy.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the digital version, people. We both have the disc. And COD is 190 gigabytes on the hard drive with the frigging disc. I've been thinking, what the fuck's the disc for? Just to tell the game to run?
Yes. That's it.
It's just... It is... that they have no... It's almost like when they went to internal hard drives, like some companies, Activision, just went, yeah, we just don't need to bother and care about how much space we're taking up now. We're just going to take up all of it.
You might like considering you brought this up before. The PlayStation VR is also backwards compatible.
Awesome.
So you can play the VR on the PS5. Let's see, what do you need? It's got a list of what you need here. So, yeah, PlayStation VR games are included among the thousands of PS4 games that are playable on PS5. Please note that playing PlayStation VR games on a PlayStation 5 console requires a PlayStation VR headset,
which I've got,
obviously, DualShock 4 wireless controller, obviously. Or PlayStation Move controllers, PS camera for PlayStation 4.
Got that.
Which are sold separately from the PlayStation 5 console. Also, the PlayStation 5 HD camera is not compatible with PlayStation VR.
Yeah, there is talk of them bringing out, rumours at the moment, and only rumours, that they are working on like a PlayStation VR 2.
Yes. For
the PS5. Which when they talk about that kind of makes sense. If they are like, right, we can get everything backwards compatible, but it has to then still be using the old hardware in regards to like the VR system, then fine. I've got plenty of I've like I say, I've got a headset. Do you know what? Speaking of VR, I want to download Resident Evil and see how it feels with you. Because it has a little thing that you can like move forward for your glasses. Yeah. So
okay, I'll do it. I'll go with it. Okay, so how do PS4 game transfers and game saves work between the two consoles? Now, this was my big thing. This is what I wanted to know. You can transfer digital games, game data, and game saves from a PS4 console to a PlayStation 5 console using LAN cables or connecting. So basically, how you did do it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you can also use the cloud as well.
Yes. Yes, you can.
I'm pretty sure.
If you just upload your saves to the cloud, which is what I do most of the time. And if you are a PlayStation Plus member, you can also sync your PS4 game saves on PS5 through cloud storage. Yeah. So that was
so for anyone who's had to go through the rigmarole of replacing their hard drive to be able to actually have anything other than Call of Duty on their bloody console, they already know how this works. You basically log in, load up your save files to the cloud. You swap the hard drives. In this case, you would boot up your PS5 and then download them from that. Yeah. And this is one of those where it's like the digital versions there is a plus to that.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a lot. Well, I wouldn't say
I think
it's
it
a lot
automatically.
easier.
I think it automatically saves up to the cloud anyway.
Like, yeah. No, it depends. If you've got it set to automatically save up to the cloud, then cloud. Then yes, it will. But I haven't, because I basically want I want it on my hard drive. I'll know when I want to upload it into the frigging cloud.
Yeah. Because
there are certain games that I still have save files on that I don't play anymore. So it's like, no, I want to know which ones I upload to the cloud and then come back. So that's good. That's great.
There's actually got a list here of the games that go, so we'll look at that in a moment. But it's got a little caveat at the bottom. If players originally purchased a PS4 game disc, the PlayStation 5 with an Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive is required to upgrade to the PlayStation 5 version.
That is not surprising.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah, no, but that was a bit obvious. It's like, you know...
Oh, yeah, I know, but like, there's still a chance that it was just like, oh, stick the disc in and you'll just get the PlayStation 4 version of that game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
I was expecting that, to be perfectly honest.
That's what I was expecting. But like, for them to be like, no, you'll get the PlayStation 5 version if you've just got the... That means I don't have to run out and get Destiny again for the next gen. You know what I mean? I don't have to download it all again. I can just...
you're going to have to download a fair bit.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to buy it on the store or anything like that.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. And I think that may work. That may be the same with Cyberpunk then.
Probably.
Interesting.
Okay.
Anyway.
Do we have a list? Where is the... This is not the list. This is not the
list. There is
list.
a list of games. I know there is a list of games. There is a list of games somewhere that Sony's released. Like these are the games that aren't available, aren't workable on PlayStation 5.
I clicked the thing that said, here is a list, and it's not here. It's not took me to the list at all. Oh well. We know all Sony first-party games are compatible.
Yeah. So
Cyberpunk, Call of Duty, Cold War's going to be, because that's coming out for the current gen as well as...
However, Activision have done the bullshit of...
Activision has done the bullshit of, you've got to buy it twice.
Pay extra if you want to be able to upgrade to the digital version. I'm like, no, fuck you. I don't care. I don't really care. Fuck you, Activision. I'm not even. I mean, the only thing that is tempting me for Cold War is zombies.
Same.
That is the only thing. I really don't give a shit about multiplayer anymore. And I only play Warzone is because
our buds play.
Yeah,
Warzone.
Our friends play Warzone, and solo. No, I don't want to put myself through that hell. No, fuck off. No.
Speaking of things that have seasons,
yes.
Fall Guys Season 2's now out. The nice little medieval-y things.
Yes.
I have not tried it yet.
I've been on. I've only gotten, but I haven't been on that much. Because of the other game we're going to be talking about.
A bit later. Not the next game. The next game is a different one.
It's a different game that we're going to be talking about. That's also free. That is free to play.
The last game that we're going to be talking about is more of a review, what we think of it.
Yes. However, I've already gotten on one of the new race courses. It's how do you put it? It's basically a whole bunch of axe swingings and
guillotines and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's basically a gauntlet through all those sort of things. And,
no.
It was fun. I've had a look at some of the cosmetics that are available.
I want the dragon.
I want the dragon as well. That's what I want.
I want the dragon.
I want the dragon. Don't care about anything else. Just get me. I just want the dragon.
Yeah. Right. So,
it's more Fall Guys. They're keeping to the design, not design of it, but the course. The new modes are still fitting in with their thought process of how each game mode works, sort of thing. So it's good. It's good. I mean, it's more Fall Guys.
Yeah, it's more Fall Guys. No, I mean, what can you say?
What can you ask for?
Okay, right. So, I wanted to talk about this one because we've actually technically we followed this game. Yes. As it's been coming.
Yes.
So the Marvel Avengers has dipped below 1,000 players on PC, causing matchmaking problems. It's also dipped on console as well.
Yes, because there is nothing to do once you finish the story.
Yes.
There is no end game. There is an end game in the fact that you do stuff after the story, but there is literally nothing to do.
There's a lot of people that have been saying that what this game needs is like a roadmap, and by what I mean is not like we're going to add this feature in and all that. So no, I mean like something that leads to events. So like what Destiny's got. So like we've got this,
the fact that
and then
like
you've
they
got...
announced the next expansion which is coming. They've announced that, and they're like, okay, so we've got events coming. This event is hitting here. It leads into this event which hits at this time, and then it hits in, and then it leads into that which hits
basically
in this time.
something like that.
And it basically gives everyone like things to look forward to and like prepare for.
Because that is a live service.
Yeah, that's how. That is like. If you want to know how to work a live service and make it like long lasting, you can't go wrong with looking at Destiny 2 as it is now.
Yeah.
If you want to know how not to do a live service, you can look at Anthem. You can look at Destiny 2 at launch.
Look at Destiny at launch.
You can look at Destiny at launch. And basically and Fallout 76.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how not to do it. Destiny right now is basically, I'd probably say
it's the best it's ever been.
It's best, yeah, it is.
It's the best it's ever been. There's Destiny.
The combat they've refined it even more, and it's
right. And there's going to be more refining of it.
Yeah, and I'm seeing more and more things coming out that don't force you into certain bits.
Yeah.
Crucible being the prime example.
I think the only things now that like they force you into if you want to get it is the raids.
Yeah, the raid gear.
Like raid gear and stuff like that.
But the thing is, raid gear is always about like, I've beaten this raid. Look how glorious I am.
Also, what I've learned is that the raid gear is only useful in the raid.
Yeah,
it's not good anywhere else.
But the thing is, though, it looks pretty damn cool.
It usually looks cool,
and that's the thing. The people that want to get the raid gear and get the full raid gear set are going to be the ones that constantly play the raid. So yeah, I don't mind raid gear giving you boosts for the raid.
Yeah, I think back to Marvels. I think the whole problem is literally the awful grind and the monetization in that game.
The grind is
terrible because like the grind is literally like you don't get experience for just doing stuff.
No,
like you do in most like you do in hell, even Anthem did that. Like you just played the game and you just gradually leveled up on your season pass.
Right. Okay, so there are two games that I want to bring up that have World of Warships.
Yeah.
World of Warships on console has a similar system in where you don't just get experience to your battle pass. You have to
do certain
things to get points towards that battle pass, which then levels you up. And the other game that we're going to be talking about, that has the same thing. The difference is both of those are free to play.
Yes,
and both of those have like very easily achievable.
Yes. Also, right, I don't know about World of Warships. Does it have a 2-tier system? So you're still getting something.
Yes.
Yeah. Marvel doesn't have that.
No.
It's just the paid. It's just the one tier.
Yeah.
Which I'm guessing is after when the next thing comes along, which is Hawkeye. I'm going to assume that's when we're going to have to start paying.
Yeah, in which case I'm not fucking going to do it.
Which is what's the point?
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
The thing with this,
I'm not going to spend another £60 on a fucking another battle pass. No.
Yeah. Whereas, fuck it, I'm just going to say Genshin. Yeah,
Genshin
you
Impact.
do have to do things to do it, but it's a two-tier thing.
It's a two-tier thing.
So the free one,
but also like it. I'm trying to remember how much is the second level of the battle pass.
I think it's like a tenner.
It's like
10,
20 quid.
You can buy. Oh no, I think it's 12. I think it's 13 quid. I think it's
$12.99.
$12.99. Or you can buy the other one that gives you a load of extra stuff with the season pass for $17.99.
Yeah.
Which I have not bought. I have not bought this season pass. I'm tempted. I'm very tempted to just be like, yes, I'll do it. But I'm at the moment on it. I'm just not doing the stuff.
We'll talk about it when we get. We'll
but like the whole problem is the fact that like it wants you to grind, but there's nothing to grind for because the way the grinding is just terrible.
Yeah, it's like do these many attacks. It's one of those where it's not even like beat 20 odd enemies. It's like you have to beat 20 odd enemies with this attack.
Yeah,
and it's like, so what's the point in customization? Customization of the way you fight with these characters because you have to fight a certain way to get these challenges done.
Exactly.
It defeats the object of having any sort of customization.
The other thing about the battle pass is like it doesn't it to me it just feels like it's been slapped on like Fortnite's. It's just it works in Fortnite, so we'll just stick it on. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. The difference being that Fortnite only has one battle pass.
Yes.
Marvel has 6.
Yes. Oh my god.
You
know what? I probably
who decided that the battle pass system was going to be for each individual character?
That'll probably be Square.
Yeah.
That'll probably be Square.
So who? Yeah, but here's the thing. I can't believe no one in that room when that decision was made didn't turn around and go, This is a terrible idea.
It's a boring game.
It's
that's the problem.
And it's what really gets me the most with Avengers is the story. Fun.
The story and the actual combat in the game is actually quite fun.
Yeah,
the story's pretty good.
The characters all have their own unique feel.
Yeah.
In the way they fight, I'm enjoying just going like using Kamala as just like a long range beater.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like a 3D Dalcium. It's like brilliant. It's amazing. Oh, you're all the way across the screen. Bang! Doesn't matter.
I like using 4. I like just like throwing his hammer and not having to worry about it.
I haven't got to 4 yet.
And just like punching things. The problem with Marvel is like once you finish the story,
there's nothing to do.
There's nothing to do, and it wants you to grind.
Literally, like I say, literally vanilla Destiny and vanilla Destiny.
It's almost every live service game.
They
that has
launch
come out.
with nothing at the end of their.
It's like they assume. It's like they go, no one's going to get to the end of the game and get to the point where you just grind all the time. No one's going to get to that, so we don't have to worry about it.
No one's going to get.
That's what it feels
No one's going to
like.
get to that before we release the next
bit. The problem is like there are people who just like religiously play games for like a week and just like smash through these things.
Here's the thing, though, right? Is like I can understand if you're going from like if you're comparing yourself, like no one gets to the end of Final Fantasy 14 and wow, no one gets to the grind at that. Well, there are some people, but not many.
Yeah, they're your diehards. They're the ones that like play literally nothing else.
Yeah, So, but the problem is that like Anthem, Destiny 2, Avengers, Fallout 76, when they launched, their content wasn't big enough.
Yeah.
To justify that reasoning, it's like Final Fantasy 14. When they launch a fucking expansion, there's a good fucking amount of
it's an expansion. It's like another 30-40 hours.
Yeah, it's like the exact same amount of game modes launch.
Yeah.
To get to the end. And then start they put enough content in it to give themselves enough time to work on the end game stuff.
Yeah.
To put it in when a good chunk of the player base gets to that point. With the non-RP MMOs that one of the live services, I've yet to see one launch
in a good
with enough content to last the majority of the player base for the next bit of content to be put in.
I think the closest that we've had that's had a good sort of, in my opinion, a good sort of launch is Division 2. That's literally the only
The Division 2, in one sense, I class they kind of cheated in a sense. The way the Division 2 did there was plenty of content, because what they did was they basically they basically had this fourth faction show up after you've conquered the map.
Yeah.
And what they did is that this fourth faction was much more stronger, much more bigger, badder, and they overtook everything again, and you had to start from scratch again. But the way they did it, it made sense, and because it was a different faction, which had different tactics, it made more sense.
Yeah.
It did. You didn't feel like you were treading the same ground over and over again.
Right.
Like I say, it was a little bit of a cheat, but it was well implemented, well done, and it gave a lot more content for not that much difference in. I mean, obviously there probably was a lot of more work put into like balancing and that sort of thing, but like you didn't have to make new maps, didn't have to make new stuff. You know, you probably just had to make new assets for the new faction and balance it and all that,
which is fine.
Which is great, but like you say, Division 2 is the only one that's come out on launch where I've gone, yeah, there's been a decent amount of content in it.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't get to the end of the game going, okay, really, is that it? Is that all?
Yeah.
I'm on the grind now. What am I grinding to?
But yeah, back to Marvels. There are other problems.
Yes.
Like there are you do not feel like it doesn't feel like a super. The Hulk does not feel like the Hulk.
The Hulk takes way. Yeah, the Hulk should be obliterating everyone. Like
the enemies.
This is the same issue we had with Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
It is literally the same issue we had with Wolfenstein. It's like, just throw more people at us. Don't make them tougher. Don't make them spongy. Just throw more people at. Literally, you know how to make the Hulk feel like the Hulk? Easy. Reduce all the enemies' health by half.
Yeah. And
double the amount of enemies.
Yeah.
That's it. It's easy. It's easy to do. I mean, granted, the game may not be able to handle that many enemies, but it's like it's literally that's how you do it, because then one, the fights get more hectic.
Yes.
Two, like especially the Hulk feels like he's obliterating everyone because he's the Hulk. Like, and the only things that could stand up to him are the big bulky things that are literally the tougher enemies.
Like the four Walker ones.
The Walker ones, the mechs, the Walkers, the mechs, the things that are just specifically designed to go up against supers. You know, it's like, and then it's like, yeah, okay, so there's a whole bunch of peons here. Well, Hulk just smashes through them. Now we get to have the main big fight between Hulk on one side, mech on the other.
Yeah.
What we want.
Thor's got the same problem. Like, Thor doesn't feel like Thor. Like, it's cool that he gets to throw his hammer around.
But he doesn't...
but when he's fighting, it just doesn't...
It takes too long to...
It doesn't, like if you don't throw Mjolnir, right?
Yeah.
If you hit somebody with Mjolnir in your Thor, I'm expecting them just to go flying. Because you got to remember, these are just your bog standard droids. They're not supposed to be anything superly special.
Yeah, they're the grunts.
You know, they're not like later on you get those weird ones.
Do you know what?
This
is the problem. This is the problem also that affects Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Yeah.
The mobs are too tough. They've made the mobs too tough. They take too long to kill.
Actually, speaking of Marvel Ultimate Alliance, that was going to be our new 2-player game that I was going to do, but EA has took down the digital licensing for everyone.
Ah.
So you can't. I mean, I might be able to. I might be because I think you can still buy them on disc.
Yeah.
For PS4 and Xbox One.
Is it out on PS4 and Xbox One? I know it was out on Switch.
It's a double pack.
Yeah.
But
is it EA that does them?
Yeah, EA holds the publishing license.
Yeah, no, but Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, wasn't it?
No. For 1 and 2, not 3.
Ah, right.
3's just Nintendo. Nintendo published that one.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to this. Yeah, there's a lot of problems which I was kind of hoping that would be fixed by now, and they're just not. You know, like enemies are far too spongy. It's like going back to Division 1. Where you're spending you've got a 100-bullet LMG and you just put it into one grunt.
Yeah, and that's before you start coming across armor dudes.
Yeah, it feels like I'm back to that, where it doesn't matter what I do. Like, why is Iron Man's pan cannon beams. The triangle attack, the heavy attack.
Yeah, it's heavy attack.
Why is that taking a full combo to take out one guy?
Yeah, it should be. He should be taking out one person per blast.
Yeah. And I know you need to level them up and all that.
And I still think like it is I mean, it's not necessarily the easiest of fixes because you've got to make sure it's you don't put too many people in.
And you don't. Yeah, you don't want to break the game.
You don't want to break the game, but like it is a simple case of like just lower the health of these enemies, increase the amount of these enemies, and it makes it one. And again, it makes them, the fights become more exciting. You're blasting people away. You're flying around with Iron Man, pow pow. Hulk is smashing through like 20 dudes because they're just grunts. And so he should go through 20 dudes.
Captain America's just like beating the crap out of him, throwing his shield around.
Captain America's just like banging the shield off a wall, like proper. Like just think about it, like the Captain America should be able to. You should be able to like fight like he does in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where he's just literally obliterate. If a group of goons shows up, he will just obliterate them and bounce them off of the walls and like. But it takes too long. It's like I'm hitting this person once, maybe twice, more than I should. Like Kamala Khan when she goes into a big mode.
Yeah.
And she has to stamp on the same dude 3 times, despite the fact being 10 times bigger than him now.
And he's just a bog standard grunt.
Yeah.
It's not like one of the special enemies that come along later on.
Yeah.
He's just a bog standard grunt.
Yeah.
And you're spending whole combos on this one guy.
It's one
and there's like 12 of them. Right, it is fun, and I know we've like kind of been bashing on it. It is generally fun to actually do it.
Yeah.
It's just it just doesn't. There's so many things, and you just kind of left there.
I think we're bashing on it because it's this close to being a really,
it's
really
so
good
promising.
Game.
It's so promising, and my problem is that I know for a fact that they're not going to fix this.
No,
this is something that's not going to get fixed.
No, because they're gonna. If anything, they'll pull the plug on it. It's one of those where I wish it was Ubisoft.
No,
despite everything in my bones going, no, you don't want to give Ubisoft anything right now. Ubisoft would take this sort of thing and go, okay, so it's not perfect,
but we can fix it. Yeah.
I really do think people should be looking to one they shouldn't be looking to like launch half-baked games or games without any end content, especially if they want it as a live service. It's like, no, you have to give them something to go for at the end of it. And a battle and a leveling system is not that.
Yeah, no.
Like, for example, Destiny 2 launched, people got to the end of the story and went, right, okay, when's the raid coming?
Yeah.
When's the raid? It's like they don't want to be doing the same thing over and over again just for a bar to go up.
Yeah.
On their level meter. What they want is an actual thing to go into and do.
Yeah, they want a goal. Like,
I would have expected Avengers would have had maybe not a raid, but like a dungeon of some sort, a long form dungeon where you and 3 of your friends go in and go through the.
Well, that's another thing about the game. Like,
there's no the multiplayer stuff is very short.
It's very short and boring, for one. There's no point in doing the multiplayer stuff.
Yeah.
It's boring. Secondly, let's go into the story, and actually let's go into the characters of who's in there, right? There's a ton of characters that they could have had, like, that we fight as side quests. Sort of like mini bosses off to the side, that's like...
I've only ever seen Taskmaster.
There's Taskmaster, Abomination, and MODOK, and that is it. There are no other enemies.
So in other words, Taskmaster you fight during the main
at the beginning. You could argue actually that he's the tutorial boss.
Yeah. Abomination is the second boss you face.
Yep, and then there's MODOK.
And MODOK. That's it.
There's nobody else. There's no other villains. There's nothing like off to the side. That's, I think, what is the other problem. Like, all the little side missions that are around there for you to do,
they're just
filler.
Yeah,
it's just filler. It's nothing else.
It's
And then you've got the boss sort of things that they've got at the end where you fight like you either face Taskmaster, Abomination, or Modak, right? And basically, it is literally just everybody pile on the boss. There's no sort of like, right, we need 4 to go up in the sky, and
there's no teamwork.
Or there's no need to teamwork. Just pile on the boss. Yeah. That's it.
Oh, just why? But this is the thing. It's like the roster that Marvel have, and for you to only have 3 main villains in that you can fight. It's like Arkham Asylum had so many boss fights.
Exactly. Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight all had different villains.
They had so many, but the thing is, was like you think about it, like
I could be wrong about that.
I think there was a few that you faced
went
twice.
Over, yeah.
Twice
I think.
times.
Right, hold on. I'm gonna have to play the games again because I can't remember which bosses.
Right, let's see. Arkham 1 had Bane, Poison Ivy, Scarecrow. Scarecrow's was amazing.
Yes.
In Arkham Asylum, Joker.
Killer Croc.
Killer Croc.
Killer Croc was.
I wouldn't class him as a boss though because you don't actually fight him.
I suppose that's true.
I'm trying to think, is anyone else? Zaz wasn't. You wouldn't class Zaz in a.
Zaz wasn't in it.
Well, in the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Was he?
Yeah.
Where was he?
What, Zaz?
He didn't fight him.
No, you didn't fight. Oh, no, I'm saying Zaz. I was about to say Zaz isn't really a boss. He's basically teaching you to be stealthy. Yeah, but there wasn't that many. But like, but there was like here's the thing. We already mentioned like 5 bosses.
Yeah.
The fact that I've only got, I was just like, oh, you've got so many. Why? Why, when you have the Avengers, do you not have the Red Skull and Hydra somewhere to fight?
I know.
Why?
Why aim? Why aim? I can understand them being like, oh, we don't want to put Hydra in it, because at the time, I'm guessing around about the time when they started making the game, Hydra were literally the one thing that they were throwing out all the fucking time.
That is very true.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., everybody was fucking Hydra.
Yeah. Well, no, because it was
the movies at the time.
Yeah, well, it was
Hydra
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
It was Winter Soldier at the time, so yeah. But the thing, no, what I'm saying is like, Hydra has so many, like, underlings that you could have, like, as mid-bosses or, like, as side quest bosses.
Yeah.
And then, of course, like, what they should have done is basically put in the groundwork for the next expansion in, like, the side quests, like, little...
Yeah, they could bring in the hand. And that way you can start introduce Daredevil and Iron Fist and...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, who are you bringing in roster-wise? Right, okay, so let's see. Who are their villains? Who are the groups they go up against? Let's see if we can bring in some side quests that may involve them. Especially, the thing is, you've got Captain America. Just fucking bring in some people from Hydra.
Yeah.
Captain America will always end up somehow fighting someone from Hydra. Yeah, it just is what happens.
I mean, he even fights himself, who is part of Hydra. It's just, it doesn't matter what he does. He's just gonna fight Hydra. It's what he does.
It's what he does.
It's his purpose.
Like Superman will always have to end up going up against Lex Luthor at some point. Yeah. Regardless of what happens, regardless of what place Lex's position is, Superman will always end up having to do something to foil Lex Luthor. Yeah. It is what always happens. It's like there were so many groups, and it's like you could put the groundwork. Like I say, you could put the groundwork into like your next expansion with side quests for like
the end game. So basically, you get your end game, and then you get a lot of side quests.
Yeah, to do with what your next expansion is. Like the MMOs do. Yeah, like what Destiny's doing. Destiny 2 is doing right now is what they did is they released a bunch of missions, and it is all leading into
each season has like linked into the next season.
Yeah, and it's all building towards the next expansion, which is fucking amazing. I've enjoyed it so much because of that, because it's given me like little drips of information, like, oh wait, hold on, wait, did you just mention?
Oh yeah, you need to do the last interference mission.
I do.
It's a good one. It's a good one. We get some nice little info on that.
Oh.
Yeah, this. It is such a shame.
That's what annoys me the most. Is like they have all the info. They have all of this at their fingertips. They just didn't want to put the effort to put it in.
Well, at least it didn't seem like it.
Yeah, and it's just so disappointing. That's the thing. The worst thing is like it's not bad. It's disappointing.
Yeah, and then
like, if it was a bad game, it'd be like okay. Yeah.
No,
okay.
at least I can laugh. If it was like Resident Evil 6.
Yeah, like Resident Evil 6.
Well, it's just so bad you can still laugh at it.
Tear at it.
Yeah.
You can just tear it apart like everything that's wrong with the fucking game. Or with Anthem, like, oh my god, who thought this was a great idea?
It'd be alright, but it's not.
But it's not. It's a good game that has just been crushed upon with these other things. Like they want this to be it.
It feels like the story is what it is. It feels like it was originally meant to be like a 4-player co-op adventure game, and then they came along and went, let's make it into a live service.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like.
Yeah,
because it feels like everything else that makes it a live service feels like it's all been slapped on.
Yeah.
Whereas the story feels like it has actually been.
They've put time and effort into it, which is great.
But everything else feels like it's just.
And the fact that the end game is like, well, we got to the end of the game. What do we do? Well, just do what you were doing before. That's not what you do. Yeah, they should have had, like I say, they should have had more side quests. They should have had like every other superhero game that we've played has side quests that involve villains that are not involved in the main storyline.
Yeah,
every single one. Like Taskmaster shows up in Spider-Man.
Yes,
and he basically he's the end of all the challenges you do. It has nothing to do with the story.
I'm trying to think what there's that news lass as well. Yeah, she's like setting things up and you have to rescue them.
Oh no,
from Spider-Man. I can't remember her name though.
Oh, I can't remember her name. She's not a news lass. She's a
a blogger.
Yeah, she's a blogger. She's a social influencer. Screwball.
Yeah,
Screwball.
It
has nothing to do with the story. One of the best examples is Black Cat. Black Cat has nothing to do with the main storyline.
Yeah.
Until the DLC. Then when the first DLC comes in, then she's the main thing. But like there was little hints of that.
Onto the Arkham games, the stuff to do with Hush in Arkham City, where you were finding the dead bodies.
Yeah.
And you had to follow them. Sort of thing. That had nothing to do with the main story. The stuff for Mr. Pig.
Yeah. Deadshot's
missions. A lot of stuff.
Deathstroke. Slade Wilson. Same guy.
Yeah. A lot of stuff.
But that's
there's not in this.
Yeah.
I think the worst part is that there's not even a reference to them.
Yeah.
To these other games.
There's so many stuff. There's so much, and again, like it's disappointing. That's the big thing I get from Marvel Avengers. I'm not angry. It's not bad. It's just disappointing because they can't have.
Shall we move on to the next little bit? It's still Marvel's Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
Crystal Dynamics is confident players will return to Marvel's Avengers.
I just like BioWare are confident that Anthem 2.0 is still a thing. I mean, there's a chance. It's still early days, but they need to start like coming out with their first character as. And here's the thing, right? Their next like season is a character.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's not what you do. The season should be the villains, the groups that you're going up against.
Yeah.
So basically, they should have gone right. Season 2, Hydra. Season 3.
No. Right. So what you do is you keep it as AIM for the next few seasons, but you start sprinkling in stuff like
that's what I'm saying. The next
expansion will be the big expansion that's going to probably come for this will be probably Hydra.
Yeah.
Or something to do with the Hydra, or hell, they might even do the Black Order.
Yeah.
It's something to do with Thanos.
God, yeah.
It all depends on who the characters are that come in.
Yeah. But no, what I'm saying is like what when I don't class a character as an expansion or as another season. That's what I mean. It's like it's like just extend the season because you've got so much fucking. Your battle passes have so much shit in them.
Yeah, the battle passes are pretty crap as well. There's nothing in there that I actually want.
Basically, they should have been from day one adding side quests, just like extra stuff, extra story missions for people to do. But they did.
So this is the statement that they released. Every day we fight to make the best possible. The best game possible for our community. Hold on, who made the statement? I think it's Scott Amos, who is the I think he's the director of the game. We are listening. We are making fixes, improvements, and additions as fast as we safely can to make Marvel Avengers the game we all aspire to be. Yeah, to be fair to it, COVID, and obviously we don't want them to do crunch. Fuck it. Like if they come along and be like, no, we can put the fixes in, but we'll have to do crunch. Marvel's just going in the bin.
Yeah. Well, like here's the thing, like the issues with the game are fixable. It's not like Anthem where I literally look at that game and go, no, you need to restart from scratch, from the ground up. You need to fucking fix your game. Like the core game of Avengers. There's nothing wrong with the core game. Yeah. Apart from like the enemies are a little spongy. But again, that is not too hard of a fix.
Right. So what we have, this is basically what he says is he sort of gives us a little sort of thing of what's coming. So alongside the previously inclusion of Hawkeye and Hawkgirl. Now I'm a bit confused with this. Are they both coming at the same time, or are they coming one after the other?
I don't know.
They're gonna
I haven't got a clue. I wish I did, but I don't.
They're gonna do a new Warzone missions known as Tachyon Rifts. Right. So that's gonna have something to do with the cube.
Yes.
Some Tachyon cube. A new outpost and high-level missions at AIM's cloning labs, which is, if I remember correctly, they announced that a while ago. But that's gonna be it's gonna be more like a raid. Yeah. So you're gonna have like more than.
Yeah,
I think it's like 4 players. I think actually it might be 6 players.
Oh, cool. So you'd have to go in with the full Avengers team.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
So that's a good idea. And
Kamala's funny. I would say Kamala, even though she's the only healer, she's fun enough to play as that there's going to be plenty of people beating Kamala.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one thing they've gotten. I think they've got pretty damn good with the characters. Like, there's not one character that, like, no one wants to be. Granted, once Hawkeye comes out.
Oh yeah, that's all going to change once Hawkeye comes out. Fucking Hawkeye. We're going to give you... Here's the best thing, right? We're going to give us Hawkeye and Hawkgirl, right? To which I don't think she's actually called Hawkgirl.
No, I don't.
I think she's just She's the other Hawkeye.
Yeah.
One. And secondly, right, the way they described them, right? So you've got Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Who is the out of control and crazy one, and then you've got the Lady Hawkeye who cleans up his messes. So you've given me a choice of somebody who's absolute rubbish, or the boring one who's absolute rubbish.
The person who basically followed behind the first one.
Yeah, like. I mean, there's a huge chance because I do like using bows in games. I don't know why, I just do. So there is a chance that I might actually like Hawkeye. That's the thing that this game might do. I might like Hawkeye. Oh, nobody cares about Hawkeye.
No.
Nobody cares about him. He's also noted that they are continuing to add new content to the game in the coming months and address issues and overall game balance, which is probably one of the big things I would like them to sort out is the game balance.
Yes.
Everyone is clamoring for them to improve the day-to-day experience, from accessibility to co-op communication tools to balancing the economy. He finished by announcing that a new blog post will release over the coming weeks to share more information about the new content. However, no specific date was mentioned. In all honesty, I think if there's ever a game that needs a roadmap, it's this one.
Yeah.
Now, roadmaps are that they're good and bad. There are some things, for example, the Epic Game Store. Why that had a roadmap, I have no idea.
No, a roadmap before they even had a basket on their store.
Yeah.
It's like,
why?
And here's the thing: the shop basket wasn't the first thing on the roadmap. It's like, dude, get that fucking get.
Here's a store. You can't buy anything from it, but it's a store.
You can, but you can't buy multiple things at the same time. No, you have to buy them individually and go. I mean, like, I do that on Steam, but that's only because I only buy one game on Steam.
Yeah.
Like, Steam still gives you the option to put multiple games and then paid for them at the end. And why aren't you doing that?
This giving this game a roadmap, one, I think will actually, it'll give the fans of the game something to look forward to, because that's how I feel with Destiny. Right? Yeah. Destiny gives us a new season, and I'm like, right, so this is leading up to this one, and they'll give you a roadmap.
Yeah.
You can actually just go into I think it's the Destiny store. You can go in the store, and the roadmap's there, and you can see what's coming next.
Yeah. I think the thing is also like with roadmaps is, especially with games that need a lot of things fixing, there's a habit of them not hitting their time.
Oh, you mean Anthem?
Yes. Anthem, Fallout 76.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think the difference is Fallout 76 needed a shit ton of work as well as Anthem.
Yeah.
This one, it doesn't need an absolute ton of work to be a good game.
The question becomes, do they have any idea where they're going from after this?
That is the question.
Did they think, we'll release the game and then we can just release characters? Because again,
no.
I know you're saying they can't do that, but here's the problem: they have individual battle passes for each individual character, so that's how they're making their money. Characters. That doesn't show any sort of forethought into like actual content after the game launches. It's just like, just new characters, and it's like, okay, but there's a slight issue with that. If no one wants to play your game after a certain point, it doesn't matter what you release character-wise. There's going to be no one buying the battle pass for that character.
Yes. I'm trying to think. Yeah, we've had no announcements. I know that much. They can't go in and say this is a live service and not have like some sort of expansion planned. Like you can't. It's like WoW going. We've got
But again, like I say, the only thing we've heard about like post-launch content is characters, and that's it.
That's true.
And even with Anthem, they had post-launch content.
Yeah, they just
that wasn't characters. It was stuff to do. I mean, granted, they never got to some of it because
I mean, they did do the Storm thing, which was absolute garbage, but
which was completely different to what they originally sold it as.
Yeah, well, to be fair, the whole game was completely different to what they sold it.
it.
They actually sold it as a game.
Yes, not as a broken piece of shit. That would make a beta blush.
Oh my god, fucking Anthem, man. I will be honest, like with Anthem, I am kind of keeping my eye on it because I do want to know. I just want to follow it. I just want to see if it does happen.
Do we get 2.0? Do we get 2.0, or does EA pull the plug? One or the other was going to happen.
Yeah. Are we going to get it? I don't think we will, because I think Dragon Age is going to kill BioWare.
Yeah. Well, no, Dragon Age is coming out, and then EA is just going to eat it. Uchronic Arts is going to eat BioWare. It's happening now. It's transformed into its...
Yeah, they've got Respawn now. Yeah, they've got Respawn making the money for it.
It's transformed into its planet-eating mode, and it's closing in on BioWare. That's what's happening.
They've got Respawn making them the money now.
The reason why it's taken so long is that they transformed into their planet-eating mode and turned on Respawn, thinking that Respawn weren't going to be able to pull off the shit that they pulled off, and Respawn went, no, you don't understand. I'm
Apex Legends.
No, I actually have the Unimatrix. Ha ha.
Apex Legends, Jedi Fallen Order, New Medal of Honor game!
In VR! That looks amazing! Fuck yeah!
I actually want to play the new Medal of Honor game.
I know. The scene where they throw the machine gun.
You throw it and you catch it.
Catch it! Fucking cut! I'm like, is this basically Unglorious Bastards the game? This is looking amazing. This looks absolutely amazing. It
looks so good. Oh. It's the first sort of like war game.
I think the thing is that Respawn has constantly just basically. I think Respawn, ever since they've been acquired by EA, have literally just gone, do you know what, EA? Fuck you.
You're giving us this and you're going to give us the die, we're going to make it work.
We're going to somehow make it work.
Oh, you can't make a good Star Wars game, we're going to make a good Star Wars game.
You're gonna force us to release a game inside a competition window with no advertising backing it, with no media presence, and we're still going to get it to we're going to get it popular. Why? Because we're Respawn, and at this precise moment in time, fuck you. Oh, I know that's not probably how it happens, but in my head it would sound so much better doing it.
Yeah, I still haven't played Fallen Honor, but I just don't want to touch anything to do with Disney Star Wars. Just anything.
Like I say, because it's set between 3 and 4. Because it's set between those two, like Vader shows up and just fucking wrecks you.
As he should. To be fair.
Yeah. To be fair, it's like the stormtroopers are stormtroopers. They're
cannon fodder.
They're cannon fodder. They are literally cannon fodder. I mean, like I say, to be perfectly honest, the fact that Cal survives at the end of it is like, okay, so there is going to be a sequel, but like, how the fuck did he survive? Like, Vader should have had the fucking 501st literally in orbit. Like, some of the stuff Cal does is just like, yeah, there's no way in fucking hell Vader is not aware of him.
Vader's like, something seems to be going on down there.
I mean, the way the story goes, it's almost like Vader basically went to the second sister and the other part of the Inquisition you end up fighting, and basically going, do you know what? I'm going to give you this one chance.
Yeah.
Do not fail me. And of course,
I love the Inquisitors.
Of course, they fail him.
Yeah.
So Vader does what Vader does to anyone that fails him.
Yeah. I love the Inquisitors.
Oh. But yeah, the Jennifer, like a little bit more on Jennifer and all that. The characters are good. The gameplay is really fun. It's a lot more forgiving than Sekiro is.
Oh yeah.
And like I got frustrated a couple of times, but it was mostly against the creatures. The creatures, and the one time they basically decided, oh right, okay, so you're used to fighting one ATST. Here's 2. All at both at full health and both just spamming their missiles all day. Oh, congratulations! Nice. Have fun with that. It wasn't fun. But back to Avengers.
Back to Avengers.
Marvel Avengers.
It needs a roadmap. It needs to give its fans something to look at and see. Be like, oh, this is coming.
I'm worried that what they have planned is not what the fans want. That is what I'm worried about.
If I'm honest, I quite like the look of this cloning lab. I'm liking the idea of that.
Yeah. But again, the problem is like that's it's another one of those things where you go, that should have been there at launch.
Yeah.
There should have been like a.
Or if not on day one, just like what some do, where they release it like a week after.
Yeah, just to make sure they release the game, make sure everything works, and then go, okay, so here's for example, Destiny 2. Here's the raid. Granted, the Leviathan was not the best raid ever.
Oh my god!
It was probably one of the worst.
I hate the Leviathan.
It was probably one of the worst.
I hate the Leviathan. I hate it so much.
It was like the Leviathan had so many convoluted mechanics in it.
I mean, to be fair, I'm not big on the raids anyway in Destiny.
No,
I'm not a big
raid.
But
the thing is always like
I will admit though, I love the dungeons that they've added.
The thing is though, the dungeons harken back more to Oryx and Crota, and the Vault of Glass.
Yeah.
The mechanics in there, they're not as ridiculous.
Oh, well, you need all 6 people to do something.
Yeah. There's like 1 or 2 things that everyone has to keep an eye on. It's just not over fucking the top, because I think that's the problem with like the later raids in Destiny and especially with the Leviathan in Destiny 2, is they had like the same sort of convoluted mechanics as the WoW raids had, and Final Fantasy 14, where there was like multiple people had to be doing multiple things, and they all had to be communicating to make sure that no one fucked up. The difference is in an MMO is like you're like from 20 fucking foot away.
Yeah.
Your camera's 20 foot away from your character, so you can place yourself to see a large
field.
Portion of, if not all, of the battle. In a first-person shooter, you can't see that, and there's a lot of shit going on in front of you that you have to take care of. So yeah, like the fact that the new is it dungeons or what they're called?
It's called a cloning lab.
No. The Destiny 2. The 3-player
dungeons.
Yeah,
they're just dungeons.
The dungeons. They're like the ones we've done.
The Shattered Throne.
And the
Pit of Heresy. And Prodigy.
Yeah, but the mechanics are not simple, but like there's one focus thing that you have to pay attention to.
Yeah.
And the rest of it is basically supporting everyone, making sure everyone doesn't die. And it's fun. It's so much fun. And there's nothing in Marvel Avengers that really screams at that.
Well, the only thing I can think of is those secret doors that you can find where you've got to bust the buttons.
Yeah.
That's about it.
But that's all on the
That's the only thing.
That's the only but the thing is, they're on the open world maps. There's no like going to facility A.
Well, they don't even have. They don't have a raid or anything like a dungeon.
No, there's nothing like that.
They just have the go out there and
the bosses, like you say, there's no tactics or there's no.
Yeah, it's just wail on the boss.
Yeah, it's just basically.
There's a video on YouTube of somebody going up against Taskmaster, and it's just the noise is just horrible. It's just as if people were just bashing pans constantly.
Yeah.
And like, it's it.
And again, like we say, the biggest thing is like it's so close to being a very good game. It's just like they just need a little bit more.
If it wasn't a live service, if they didn't try to treat this like a live service, I think it'd be alright.
Yeah.
And people would be
hell, even if it was a live service, if there was more things to do, if they had actually put a little bit more thought into adding extra stuff, like giving us a couple of dungeons to run through.
Yeah.
This would be a better game. The fan base would probably still be, maybe not be as big as it was on launch, but it'd be bigger than what it is now.
Yes.
But there's nothing to do. There is nothing to do. And adding characters is not going to solve that problem.
Yeah. I think we can end with Avengers there. I don't think there's much left. But yeah, hopefully it does. These things do bring people back. So, one last thing.
Yeah.
We've been playing Genshin Impact.
A lot.
A lot of people have been playing Genshin Impact.
A lot of people are playing the Genshin.
It is a free game.
It is a free game. There are some whales. I have been watching one of them.
Yes.
It's been fun. But first things first, the game is really fun to play. The combat is really, really good. It's simple, and yet there is a decent amount of depth to it. It's like it's very easy to get used to actually just get used to the simple mechanics of fighting.
Yeah.
But like the whole like elemental system that combines with each other.
Yeah, your party builds.
Really good.
The fact that they've like really gone into like how you fight depends on who you have in your party.
The thing is, this is a gacha.
Yes.
This is a gacha game. So the whole basis of it is basically playing till you get your ideal setup to get your characters that you want.
I know, I still haven't got my waifu. I still haven't got John. I still haven't got a
Breath of the Waifu, as people are calling it.
Yes.
I wouldn't class it as good as Breath of the Wild. There's enough things different. you can see where they've taken influence from Breath of the Wild.
Oh yes.
There's clearly stuff in there that they've
That's fine.
borrowed
Borrowed
from Breath of the Wild.
I think the thing is, like, even though yes, they do have the things, and you can instantly
there's
tell,
enough of it. There's
you
enough
can
of it.
insta-
There's enough
difference in the
make it
things,
stand
in
out
the
on its own.
monsters and that. Yeah, that to
Make
make it stand out. So that's all right. As long as they're not carbon copies.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly fine.
At the moment, my composition at the moment is the main protagonist, who I've picked as a female. The Barbara as my healer. And then the combined might of Dulik, who I got on my first pull.
I'm not happy. I'm still not happy with that.
My first pull, I got Dulik and Jean. I think I got Dulik and Jian Ling on my first pull. It was ridiculous.
Still not happy.
I mean, granted, I've hardly got anyone else since then. I've gotten what's her name? The pirate lass.
Oh, the Bido.
And she's Bido. Her and Dulik on my combo team at the moment. Basically, one will instantly do their elemental, switch over to the other, and they do theirs. And it's just, the damage is just ridiculous. Especially with Dulik. Dulik is broken as fuck. I want him kept as that. He's amazing. The DPS that dude pulls out is just phenomenal.
I've got my team at the moment is the main character.
Yeah.
Because it's the only wind character
Yeah.
I've got. Amber, because she's the only bow user I've got.
Yeah, Amber's the only bow user I've got, which means I've swapped to everyone.
Barbara, because she's the only water user I've got.
Yeah.
And I usually use Razor or Bido, because Razor's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Razor's elemental is like you hit them and you'll get like a lightning ball, and then you hit him again and you'll get another one, and hit him again. And once you got 3, if you charge it up, he just hits the ground and everyone around him basically dies.
Yeah, the basically it like the whole game is about min-maxing for the maximum amount of DPS.
Yeah,
And it's really fun. The storyline is actually not too bad.
the story's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty. It's kind of a basic one at the beginning, but it's fine.
Yeah,
It's a decent one. I like the characters. that
Yeah,
I've
the
met.
characters are all pretty that I've bumped into have all been pretty good.
The quests are not boring.
No, and the dailies are focused mostly on the core mechanics of the gameplay. And the game, like I say, the combat is fun. The combat is really fun.
It is.
And the grind is not that. There is a grind, yes. However, the loop of that grind is not that bad. It's enjoyable.
I barely
it's like,
noticed it.
this is the thing when people go on about grind. It's like, if the actual gameplay loop that gives you that experience to level up and all that sort of stuff, if that gameplay loop is enjoyable and is not too time consuming, then grind is not a bad thing.
No.
If done correctly, grind is actually a good key part of the game. And with Genshin Impact at the moment, I feel like they've got that balance quite right, as well as its monetization. I've not had the urge to spend money on it. I have spent a little bit of money on it because I was enjoying it so much. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to give this company some money.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy the
I'm going to give those 2 people that live in a shed.
Yeah. I bought the thing that gives you.
Oh, a welcome blessing.
Yeah, the welcome blessing. I bought that because it was only a $5.
Yeah, it's a $5.
Only a $5. I was like, yeah, definitely pay a $5. And then I bought some currency to do a couple of pulls. But that's basically because it's like, do you know what? I'm going to spend like, I don't know, 10 quid on this, and I'm happy. The game, I have yet to literally go to the game and go, I need to pull more. I
think I've just spent the $5. I think that's all I've spent.
It's enjoyable, and it's like I said, they've definitely got the balance right.
Yeah, the thing with this is like it gives you the currency that you need quite regularly.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't give you loads. Like I think it gives you 2.
For opening a chest.
For opening a chest, and then the if you find like a group of enemies and you defeat them, you get 5 for opening that chest, and all that sort of stuff. It doesn't give you absolute loads, but it gives you enough on a regular basis that I've never felt like I need to go and buy currency.
Yeah.
Yes, it is there, but
it's a gacha.
It's a gacha, and it's free.
It's a gacha. It's a free-to-play gacha. It's designed. The game is designed to make people want characters to buy and to spend money on.
I want Jean.
Yeah.
I want her.
It's like I want fish.
Yeah, I want Jean and
I want
fish.
No,
Riza. Riza's the other one that I want.
The
lightning sword.
Yeah.
Riza. She's the one that can teleport.
Mm.
I want
fish because she's broken as fuck.
Yes.
Her DPS is just unreal. It's just unreal, and it's one of those where it's like, I know they're broken. I know Delict's broken, but don't fix him.
Please don't fix him.
Don't fix him. Don't fix him. He's perfect just the way he is. He's perfect being broken, and then it shows that not being perfect is actually perfection.
Yeah. Plus, there's no PvP.
No.
So no one can complain.
No.
No one's going to be like, well, I can't win this
fight
because Delict's broken.
Here's the thing: the way the game's balanced as well is like you can get there are set characters that you get just playing the game anyway.
Yeah. Barbara's one of them.
Barbara,
Kaya,
Lisa, who I actually quite like. I do quite like her. She's an electrical witch. Just don't piss her off.
Yeah.
Also, I guarantee you, if she's in a relationship, the other person is the one that always goes, "Yes, dear."
Yes.
Whatever you say, dear. But like Kaya is your ice, Amber is your fire. She's probably the weakest of the lot, but she still has a role to play. She has the only decoy.
She does.
She has the only decoy, which at times is a fucking godsend.
It's a lifesaver. Amber's more my puzzle character.
There's a lot of puzzles
There's a lot of puzzles, and she can hit the things that you need to hit at a distance. Because there's some things that are like really high up. So you need a bow user. And, well, to be fair, Amber's literally my only bow user. So I haven't really got
already mentioned that you like bows.
And I like bows. I will always use a bow character. I do want some other bow character. I want Fleesh.
Yeah.
I know I've just pronounced her name wrong. I want her.
I think you pronounce it Fish. I think. I don't know. Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm not too bothered about Venti. I'm not too bothered about him.
You're using him in the fight against Storm Terror.
He's all right. Yeah, he's all right. But I'm not too bothered about him. These type of games, it's all about luck, and it's who I want in my team. They have to look cool, and Venti just does not look cool.
No, he does not.
Although, to be fair, he is a bard.
He's also the god Barbatus. Spoilers!
No spoilers.
Although, to be honest, the game pretty much with a giant sign above his head. It's like, yeah, this dude's actually a thingy. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. I mean, the very beginning, the picture at the very beginning of the game literally looks like Venti. So, yeah, fun.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. Obviously,
there's going to be regular updates for the game.
I think there's a multiplayer season.
There's a co-op season for the week that's just started
launched, so
today.
That's probably something we'll be doing.
That's something that once we finish this, we're doing that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I'm having so much fun.
Yeah.
And I am thinking about the game quite a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely that itch of it's an open world, but it's not full of crap. And like I said,
there's always something to do.
There's always something to do, and the combat is fun, and that's the thing. Like the general loop of the game is fun, which means it doesn't matter how grindy it is, because it's fun to do. It's like I'm not gonna get tired of. If I get tired of like the current gameplay that I'm playing, I'll just switch out some characters. I'll bring Lisa in, and I'll take Barbara out and bring Lisa and maybe Kaya in.
Actually, I think Lisa and Barbara would be a good team.
Yeah, Lisa and Barbara are a good team. It's just at the moment, Dulik and
Yeah, they're just ridiculous.
It's just ridiculous. The DPS the two of them have together
honestly,
is just unreal.
I want to get Dulik just so I can team him up with Razor, because Razor's just...
Oh my god. If I got Razor, that is the thing I'm trying out. Like...
Razor's attacks are just so ridiculously over fucking powered. Especially his special where he gets the giant fucking wolf behind him.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, you know one of those giant beast things that are there?
Yeah.
Like, that have the stone?
Yeah.
I just used the Ultra... After I took his stone off, I just used the Ultra and I killed him. And like that. It just, oh my god.
Yeah, I need to do my weeklies, which is basically the Wolf and Storm Terror. Because they're a weekly thing.
I haven't done them.
You need to be level 40.
Are you level 40?
Yes, I am level 40. Well, I've used the books.
Jesus. Oh, you mean the characters need to be level 40?
Yes.
I thought you meant like the adventure rank.
No.
I've got a couple on to level 40 now. Yeah. Amber, my main guy, Maxwell, and Razor are all level 40. So Barbara's nearly there. She's like level 38 or something like that. I've got the weapon. Pretty much most of the weapons are up to level 40 as well. So.
Yeah, I'm focusing on that at the moment. That's the one thing I need to get to level 40.
I'm having a lot of fun.
It is enjoyable. It is enjoyable, and from the sounds of it, there's an awful lot of content. This game is going to be around for a decent while.
They're just going to keep adding characters.
Yeah, characters and content. Like, there's areas of the map you already know they're going to release later on, but like the world they've set this in, there's 7 gods.
Yeah.
We're only at
in one.
We're only
in the first one.
We're in the first one, but I think there's the second one as well.
Yeah, I think there's the
So we're only connecting with 2 gods at the moment. You know all 7 are going to be by the time the end this comes to an end.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So anyway, but yeah, if you enjoy gachas and enjoy...
Well, actually, I wouldn't even say that. Like, you don't...
If you like open world comp with decent combat and a system of basically min-maxing damage... this have a go at this. It's free to play. Obviously, it's an anime with Japanese style of aesthetic.
I think it's Korean.
I think it's a Korean game, but it's like that Southeast Asian.
It's the anime style art style.
Yeah, it's the anime art style. So that will put some people off because they just look at what the game looks like first before them and then make their judgment on that.
Yes.
You guys don't know what you're missing. There's a lot of games that you guys will miss out on because of that decision. But anyway, that is your choice. It is your money, even though this is a free-to-play game. Yeah. And, I would probably recommend...
I recommend this. I recommend this game. It's such a fun game to play.
Have a go at it.
I do hope that they improve the co-op.
Yes.
Co-op just seems a little bit lackluster.
The co-op does seem a little bit lackluster.
Like, if you're the other person going into someone else's world, there's nothing for you to do.
No.
You're just kind of following the other guy.
I mean, the dungeons you go into, you can open the stuff for yourself as well.
Yes.
Because that uses resin to do.
Yeah.
But you still have to do... I mean, I suppose the wolf would be the same.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out.
Yeah, maybe find out. Anyway, I think that's it.
That's it. I do hope you've enjoyed this chat. Please leave a comment in down below if there's anything that you'd like to just say what you think. What do you think about Marvel's Avengers and their declining player base?
Deservedly so.
Are you currently playing Genshin? Do you have a certain build that you enjoy right now?
Do you have a favourite character that you have not got yet?
Yeah. Is there a character that you really want to get? Jean.
Look at you, Jean. No, is it Jean? Yeah, it's Jean,
I think it's Jean, yeah.
It's not Jean.
It might be Jean. It's spelled Jean, so I'm saying Jean.
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 Jean. Yeah.
Because I only know it because I only pronounce it like that because it's the same spelling as Jean from Attack on Titan.
That is very true.
So.
Anyway.
Anyway, yes, I do hope you've enjoyed this chat, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye now.
Toodles, everyone.